Because we rage. Because they took away your right to abortion and forced your sisters across the country to have children against their will. And because they're coming for birth control next. Because your young sisters still cut themselves, still think about suicide, still get bullied in the halls, and shamed on social media, and yes, raped when they dare to trust. Because if you are trans and young, you are hounded by bullies and by those in power in Texas and Florida and America, and you are still stigmatized for being lesbian or gay in 2023. Because you can't even put the word woman in a sentence anymore with the word oppression without some fool raising an objection, while the horror hits worse every single day. Because our brothers and sons and dads and uncles and tios and our daughters and sisters and moms and aunties too become statistics and hashtags for saying the wrong thing, for making a wrong move, for having the wrong skin in a country that's really been wrong from the start. Because your chances of dying when you give birth in America are over 3 times greater if you are black than if you're white. Because of evictions, because of raising children in shelters, because of fascist maggots with their incitements to violence against women go viral, one worse than the next. Because of pornography being the default sex education for 9-year-olds. Because religious fanatics, be they Christian, Islamic, Hindu, or Jewish, pronounce you unclean and want to dominate and control you even more. Because women and children in Jakarta and Lagos and Mexico City and Atlanta and Kentucky and South Dakota get trafficked and vanish without a trace. Because you're told to brand yourself, think about that word, and to sell yourself with no greater ambition than to someday yourself be a player too. Because the blood and sweat and 12-hour days of billions of sisters in Asia and around the world is ground into your clothes and your phones. Because this system commodifies everything and everyone and is killing us all. Because our world could get blown up or dried up or burnt up by the powers that be for the system they run, and we haven't even had a chance. Because we struggle. Because your sisters in Iran rose up against religious tyrants, cast off their headscarves, and sacrificed even their lives so their sisters could breathe free. And because men joined them. Across the country and even giving their lives in the cause of justice. Because your sisters in Mexico rose up against the killings and disappearances of thousands of women a year for the crime of walking this planet with a vagina. Because your sisters in Argentina and Colombia rose up in green, proudly demanding the right to abortion. Because young people in America took the streets last spring when the word leaked out on what the fascist Supreme Court was about to do and then did. Because we dare to think, to cry, and ask why, and defy those who say we are lesser, to resist and struggle, to speak out and shout no to the madness, to say yes to reason, to laugh and to dream of and work for and fight for a world that we will set free. Because we hope and dream and think for full liberation. Because bad as it is, with worse yet to come, this system is coming apart, and out of that stench we can wrench something much better. Because we have a plan and a vision for a whole better way, a real revolution with a new constitution to uproot the wrongs and put things right. Because there's a way to understand how we got into this situation and how to get out. A new communism with a scientific method we can all learn to wield. Because there's a strategy that we can use to get free against heavy odds. Because there's the leadership we need to wage that great fight. Because, as the revolutionary leader and thinker Bob Avakian says, there is not going to be any liberating struggle, any liberating real revolution that doesn't have right at the heart of it, at the core of it, the emancipation of women from every way in which they are degraded and debased and oppressed and violently suppressed. International Women's Day 2023. Be there. Shout, struggle, learn, love. Be part of the revolution. Because revolution, nothing less.